and you want to keep them in frame, and at the end you want to like creatively produce something that they're gonna enjoy at the end, you know. So
Yeah.
if it's a very cloudy day, you don't want to be right here because then the background is gonna be all white and it's gonna be like the
Mm.
contrast
Mm,
is gonna be too much. It's not gonna look as good. But instead, I can just go up and watch the ground, you know,
Hmm.
like film the ground and film them
right.
going to the ground. It's a very rapidly creative creation, like
Hmm.
happening on the spot.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Wow.
I'm
That's really
just
cool.
still blown away by that you left your home country to come here in Rockmart, Georgia. Party town.
Yeah. So yeah, so describe life at the jump school or the where you live
Yeah.
and you know because you know the when you know a lot of the people who are watching this are people who do follow, they're the people who stayed at Citibank. You're, you know, these are the folks who just were like, they're still in their cubicles at Citibank and they're going home to their to the house that they have the 30-year mortgage on and that they have the, you know, you know, whatever. And so it's fascinating to get the insights into kind of how to live a little bit more free, and that's kind of the what I took away when we first met. So if you can go through that a little bit.
Yeah, I think I found out that when I got here, um, I learned that you have to be careful about what you wish for. So I come from a big city
Hmm.
in Colombia, Bogota,
Mm.
11 million population, super
Wow.
busy, super loud city, working pretty much, working and living pretty much in Wall Street, Bogota,
Right.
going out almost every night. City life, you know, super busy city life, super active city life. So at some point, I was like, it would be amazing to just live in a place where you can just wake up with birds, with a creek next to you, super calm mornings, and after a year, all this happened, and that's exactly what I have right now. You know,
Wow.
so
Mm-hmm.
I got out of that loud big city, a lot of chaos, a lot of stress, and now I got my dream job, and I'm living in, yeah, it's the middle of nowhere, but at the same time, we usually desire what we don't have, and this is something I didn't have, and I haven't had for my last 30 years. You know, I've been living in this big city for my whole life, or other big cities, and now being here is like it's exactly where I want to be right now. You know, it's waking up in the morning and it's this beautiful place, even if it's rainy, if it's misty, if it's foggy, if we're not jumping, I don't mind. You know, it's fulfilling to live in a place like that.
That is wonderful. So, I mean, did you have a home and all that in Colombia? I mean, what did you do with your stuff? I mean, how does one go from another continent, more or less?
I mean, it was not as hard. I mean, I travel a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
love traveling. I was thinking about moving to Europe and trying to find a way to move to Europe. I travel a lot to Europe. I've been to Europe in the last 4 or 5 years. I've been there 7 times. I visited every country,
Oh, wow.
and I usually stay for more than a month on each country because I don't like to go take the picture and go to the next one. I don't like that kind of traveling. Um,
But to be
so
able to do that, I mean, I'm going to Europe next year and I'll be the one that looks like just a couple of days in each one of these places. But I mean, in America, I don't know how it is, as a skydiver, but in corporate
mhm.
America, you get your, 4 weeks a year and that's it.
Yeah, I was using them wisely. You know, we have a lot of holidays in Colombia. So, for example, for Easter, we have probably like 5 days off. So I'll
You
accommodate,
don't get any.
and, and then I'll accommodate those two, and then that will make like a 20 days trip. just using 5 of my PTO or something.
Mm.
And I don't know, it just happened. It just happened to be, I just happened to be able to do it. And after I quit, that's what I did for like three more times. Um,
That's
and after I
incredible.
got here, I went back to Colombia and then went back to Europe and then came back here because I just love traveling, and I was trying to find that place where I wanted to move and then try to find a way to move there. Um, and I'm still looking for that place. I'm still figuring out what my next trip is going to be and where I'm going next.
That's incredible. And to be able to have that freedom, and that is one of the things about give it a go, is finding a way to live out your bucket list. You can have 2 things on your bucket list, you can have 2 million, but find a way to do these things, and don't let, like me over here going, but I only have 4 weeks a year. There's got to find a way,
Yeah,
because life is too short. And like Andy Dufresne, either get on living or get on with dying.
absolutely. I think it's, as you say, life's too short. I am very grateful that I'm learning all this in a young age
Mhm.
to be able to like take advantage of it as much as I can and try not to create unnecessary bonds to material stuff.
Mhm.
That then is going to be harder to get rid of to be able to go somewhere that I want to go.
Mhm.
Um, I know it might be more expensive, yeah, renting a place and then just having to get rid of all your furniture to be able to live for 6 months and then come
Wow.
back and do it and find a place again and get furniture again. But at the end, what that trip is gonna leave in your heart, in your soul, it's priceless, you know?
Exactly. We had Christopher Michaels on our show a few back. You met him. He was the one with the long hair and the cowboy hat that was with us.
Yeah.
So, he also is an artist and fabricator, and rather well known. But he said on our show that he knows so many people, that, and you were saying because you're young. I mean, I'm 51, Dave's 52, and 53, trying to
Yeah.
give you a year. So, and we're,
Thank you.
he's always been an explorer. I have been on limited for whatever reason. And I think I'm more now. But what Christopher was saying is that he knew people that, they would just work themselves to death, hoping that they could retire so that they would then have money to go and do things. And a lot of them just didn't make it.
Yeah.
That
My
hit
dad,
me when
that was
he
my
said
dad's.
that.
That was my dad's story. I mean, he
Yeah.
worked so that he could retire and join a country club and play golf. Like that was his thing. And
Right.
he unfortunately, at 58 gets this really weird blood cancer, and he was able to retire and sell the company and had enough money, but unfortunately he couldn't enjoy playing golf because this weird cancer made it hard to he couldn't be in the sun. Like,
Right.
and he told me, he was just like, man, he goes, that was a stupid decision on my part to have that, to think that I would be able to have a lot of fun at that age. Well, you never know if your health is going to be in bad shape, 2, 5, 10 years from now.
Right.
So you really need to, really need to try to do the things that you want to do right now. And, a little bit of my motivation is kind of, I think, based on that. And, for what I'm doing now, it's, hey, I'm still healthy. I don't know how long that'll last, So that's
Yeah.
kind of, that's how I look at.
And we're not advocating, okay, so everybody go sell your furniture and everything that you own and go, spend a month in Europe. That's your story. That's what you were able to do and live with, and and be able to come out of. So we're not saying, hey, everybody, you got to do this in order to enjoy your life. That's not at all. But do not be afraid. Step out, give it a go, do
Mhm.
something that you've always wanted to do, figure out how to do it so that it's not disruptive to your life, but enhances your life.
Mhm.
Because you're right, when you have those moments, that is something you'll never forget. You'll never
Mhm.
forget it. It changes you. Scott Schroeder was on our podcast last time, and he was talking about that every time you do moments like this, that it actually changes the proteins and changes who you are. It actually changes the fabric of your being, which
Hmm.
I thought was cool. You know?
Super, that's amazing. And I think that's where one of the most challenging things I will say from my experience is taking that first step because there's fear, you know, there's no one telling you like you should do this. If you do this, this is gonna happen. If
Mhm.
you make this decision, this is there's absolutely no one that's gonna guide you and tell you what the outcome is going to be. So it takes courage
Hmm.
to
Absolutely.
make that first step to the unknown, to the void. And but at the end, I think if your intentions are good, if the intention is right,
Hmm.
then the universe is going to take
Yeah.
charge and give you the best of it.
Yeah. And that's a very powerful statement.
Hmm.
But with
But
you, it was just so kismet how everything fell into place. I mean, your instructor from Texas being now here. I mean, it just it's just crazy, you know.
I
And then of
was
all the weirdos to show up one day and skydive on September 26th, us. And now here you are on our podcast.
This is awesome.
yeah, I think it's awesome. I think it's an old saying. It's probably too cliche, but I am certain that everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
Because
I
it
agree.
happened like this my entire grown-up life. You know, since I'm able to make my own decisions of where I'm living, where I'm going, and I'm paying for all my stuff. It's been like this. You know, it's been hard. It's been challenging, but I don't know. It feels like it feels like I cannot regret one
Right.
decision, even if I've not only good stories but bad stories. You know, I'm partying in Portugal one day and I got robbed, and these two people took everything from me, and I have €2 in Portugal. Not a cell phone, not knowing what to do, but it was
Oh my
just part of
God.
it.
Hmm.
No, that's yeah, you can't carry a gun in Portugal.
But I no, I mean, but but I think that that's actually an interesting lesson because I think
Mhm.
that can teach you somehow. Because so here's I mean, like I was just thinking about this today, which is this the Trans-America Trail is this off-road
He's
route
bored. He
across.
left.
I
No,
know,
sorry.
I know. When I start talking about Trans-America Trail, everybody gets bored, including myself sometimes because. But anyway, but I was just thinking about if I tried to do it again, it's this cross-country route that takes a lot of dirt roads and rural back roads in America, and on a motorcycle. And I keep thinking if I did it again, what's the minimum amount of stuff that I would need? And I started looking at these like emergency tents that if I needed to get into a tent, I could. If I couldn't get a hotel, like it's like, okay, I can do it. I mean, you're on a motorcycle, you're filling up with gas. Do I really need anything? And it's like, I don't. Last time I tried to do it, I carried 80 pounds of gear with me, camping gear, food, water, tools, everything. It's like, I think if I do it again, I'm just going to just put the clothes on, wheel myself out and just do it. And you know what? If I have to sleep in a field or behind a gas station or something, okay, maybe I can find some kind of like a little safety blanket that packs into like that size or something. I'm kind of like, maybe I want to, because there is something really appealing about being able to live with very little of anything and going through kind of this marital situation that I've been going through in the last year, to sell the house that we'd had for 22 years, all this stuff, and then move into kind of a single bedroom place and get rid of, I got rid of 90% of everything I owned, and now I have just enough just to be kind of comfortable here. But it's like how far can I push this? It's kind of the when I think about you're at Gabe. What I'm saying is you're kind of inspired. You're inspirational in a way. Like that's why
Incredibly.
you're here. It's like
Incredibly.
it definitely makes us reevaluate kind of really what's important and its experiences and pursuit of passions. And Melina, I keep on thinking, I'm spending so much time doing this training and traveling out to the West Coast that, I mean, my job might, I mean, they might just, I might not have it. It's like, well, if I can just get to a point where I can teach motorcycle classes or something, and
You
live
need
in
to
a
get your
very,
company to sponsor you. Then they would be supportive for you to do these things.
it would be really, that would be, of course, a miracle, but I don't predict that it'll ever happen. But
Give
you
it
know
a
what I'm
go.
saying, though?
Ask them.
It is one of these things where kind of, where I'm at, it's like, hey, what do I really need? I'm smart enough to make enough of a living. I'm not going to be sitting, homeless. And that, I think, is a lot of what a lot of people, they're growing up with parents who say, well, if you don't go to college and you don't get this job and you don't do that, you're going to be on Skid Row. You're going to, you're going to be homeless, and you pass by these homeless folks and you're like, oh, that's going to be me if I don't, keep doing my work. Oh my God. The reality is that if you have relatively decent mental health and, a reasonable amount of intelligence and a reasonable amount of physical ability, you can get by in life with not a lot. You can very simply, and you can still pursue the things that you love to do, is kind of the way I see it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think we're very fortunate to be able to see life like this when the education system is preparing you for a different kind of life, as you're saying.
Yeah.
Your parents, school is telling you that if you don't succeed in a specific field, then you're just probably going to starve or something. But the education system is not helping you discover yourself. There's not an
Right.
assignment in
No, it's
school
doing the
that
opposite. In fact,
exactly, it doesn't help
Yep.
you uh, look inside and see what you find and see what's your interests, what you enjoy, what you like in a young age to be able to pursue that. No, they're telling you like this makes money, so go for it, otherwise you're not gonna have a life.
Right.
exactly. Well, I mean, and we didn't know each other, but I don't know. We talked for like a whole 5 minutes. I mean, we were around each other, but we actually physically spoke for like 5 minutes before we were getting off the bus onto the tarmac to get onto the airplane. And in that short amount of time, you exude that, and I could tell. And I don't know if you remember, but I do. We got off the bus onto the tarmac, and I asked you, where are you from, and how did you get here? You need to
Mhm.
get on our show.
Yeah, I do remember. And I found it odd, but at the same time,
That's not unusual.
but at the same
No.
time, I was like, why not? Believe it or not, I am very shy, and it's hard for me sometimes to like create relationships out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Um, but
Not for
it
me.
didn't
I got
feel,
you covered.
but it didn't feel like it was gonna be a hard one. It didn't feel like it was odd. It was more like it's rare. Um, but totally. And then as
So
you,
there was no old lady vibe. She's hitting on me. Thanks.
oh no, not at all, not
Mel, you look like you're hitting on everybody.
at all.
I'll just put it
That's
out
true.
there.
Women included. So,
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Oh, well, and as you're saying, I find these kind of places and experiences a great way to, if if with doing this you can inspire someone to
Yep.
get off your couch and go pursue whatever you like, uh, knitting, whatever you
I
enjoy,
said that
go
once.
for it. Um, yeah, just give it a go, as you say.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. So tell me, what was your most memorable jump as
Um,
a filmer, photographer, whatever?
Unfortunately, it was the first time that I failed.
Oh.
Because I guess it's because it was hard. It was a very bad feeling after it. So it was this woman who was on a wheelchair. She was doing her first jump ever.
Wow, that's giving it a go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was asked to do it. I only had probably maybe 50 or 100 video jumps back then.
Mm.
And that's the hard way I learned this lesson, what is dress for success. So basically, I thought from my very unexperienced point of view that because of her body type and everything, their fall rate was going to be pretty quick. And it was a really hot day of summer. And I was like, I don't want to wear a whole jumpsuit. I'm just going to wear whatever I'm wearing, just like my skydiving shorts and my
Oh.
shirt. And we went to the airplane. We made a whole thing about her jump because she needs a special harness. She needed a special harness, getting her on the airplane, everything. So that part of the video was perfect.
Wow.
But then when we get out, I just sink. And
Wow.
of course, I don't have the drag to get back.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
So I just
Oh,
Wow.
keep
yeah.
falling and falling away from them. And until it was my time to pull, I was way down. You could see a little dot. So there
Oh.
was no
Oh.
video experience. Her whole family was here. When I landed, I was so pissed. Of course, I did the landing interview, and then after I'm like watching all the clips to edit the video, I have to come out and tell her like, "Hey, I'm sorry. This is probably the only time you're doing this. You've probably been waiting for this for years, but I messed it up."
Oh.
Uh,
But that shows a lot of good character in your ownership in that.
I mean,
Mhm.
it's the right way to do it, you know. I
Yep.
mean, you have to take responsibility of your acts and of your mistakes, and I did it. And she just looked at me and she said, "I don't care about the video. This was the best thing I've ever done in my life."
Ah,
And that
That
was
was
like,
some
oh,
grace right there. That's a lot of grace.
yeah, it
that's
was it,
awesome.
it was beautiful, but unfortunately, that's the most memorable jump I have. I
Oh
mean, you
no.
ask me, that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
that's the
What's the
first
most
jump.
exciting?
Night jumps, jumping.
Oh,
Oh,
what?
shoot.
Yeah,
No.
that was probably
Okay, I want to do this.
All
the
right.
most
Do
amazing
tell.
jumps I've done. It was again a very long day of summer. I did 9 video jumps during the day. It was Saturday, but we had night jumps planned for after hours. So I was exhausted, but I really wanted to do it for the first time. So we had to wait until it was midnight to do them, and then, well, we had the glow sticks. We have to have a green light on your back and a red light on your front, a light um, on the top of your head.
That's what people seeing UFOs are seeing is you freaks jumping
Just
at midnight with lights on your back.
and then we went up there, everything's dark, and as you get out, there's absolutely nothing but, just the wind on your face, the black silhouette of someone jumping in front of you, and just like nothingness.
Oh, cool.
That's creepy. I love it.
It was amazing. It was a great, great feeling. I haven't done it since then, but it was like the feeling I got from that jump it was just unique.
How many jumps do I have to be able to do a night jump?
I think it's 50 solos because you need a
Okay.
B license,
50 solos. Wow.
Okay.
and then to be able to have a B license, you have to have 50 solos and some other things.
Yeah.
How many solos
Well,
do you now have?
820 or something like that.
wow.
That's pretty impressive. Billy, I think, said that he had close to 1,000 or something.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's not. I mean, when you're in the sport, it's actually not a
Wow.
big number. I'm a baby.
Oh.
I'm
Oh,
a baby
wow.
in the sport.
Yeah, Billy's the old man.
He's a great guy.
You know
He's a
he's
great
watching
old man.
this.
He's a great, great old man. Yeah, you're right.
We love him.
That's awesome. Oh my
But
gosh. Well,
have you ever, well, I'm sure you have, anyone famous
Um, well, I'm not very.
besides us?
I'm not very familiar with the famous people of Atlanta or the pop culture here. So I've jumped with some NBA player that I
I
can't
was going to
remember
say,
the
I bet you did.
name. Yeah, something like that.
Please tell me they put the 7-foot NBA players with Cray.
Of course, he actually requests them, and I must have pictures of that somewhere. That yeah, they just carry Cray, you know,
Right.
pick him up and just carry
For
him
our
around.
viewers, Cray's probably like what, 5'4"?
Probably. But his energy is amazing, and he
He's
usually
he
gets
was mine, and I loved him.
Ah,
like famous people, you know, because he provides a great experience to them.
ah.
He truly does. He was so super safe with me, and I think that was because you were filming. And if that's not the case, then don't tell me any different. But but next time, yeah, I want to do the backflip like Dave. I want to, I want to do all
Mhm.
that stuff next time. Sorry, I won't have you, Gabe, but we'll get you
Well,
to film
we're coming when
his.
I'll be
yeah.
there.
So this
I'll be
spring,
there.
I guess
Show.
I guess we're not going to do it this winter, but I guess this spring we'll come out
Mhm.
and do our second one because I
We've
bought the
already
second one.
prepaid.
We prepaid the second one, and so we'll and I think my girlfriend Michelle's going to do it. She wants to bring her son, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So the problem is if she brings her son now, it's not we have too many people. So
No, it's not. You get 6 on a plane, right?
Yeah, we can get 6 tandems, but probably just one videographer. But we'll make it happen. You know, we
all
can
right.
split the loads.
Well, she
Yeah,
only wanted to video her.
Yeah, Michelle does. I think want the video. I think she was saying she wants it for.
Mhm.
So we'll see about that. But
I mean,
uh,
and videographers here are very qualified, you know. And if it's not me doing it, it will be someone that
oh, okay.
an
No, but
amazing.
we want you, Gabe.
Oh, thank you. Happy to do it. I'll be really happy to do it, of
You're
course.
now family. So
How many other
Well, yeah.
videographers are in the school?
Uh, right now, right now it's only 3.
Oh
But
wow.
when it gets
Okay.
busier, yeah, we need more people. We need to
Really?
hire more people because
Dave, that's your
sometimes
way
we can
out.
do, sometimes we can do
I've,
6.
I've, I've, I'm booked on my own hobby right now. My hobby, I'm good.
Well, listen, I really, really am just thrilled that you decided to come on the show with us tonight. This has been so much fun. Your story is so fascinating, and I love what you do. And your art is just, you do such amazing films. I mean, it was, it blew me away. I had no idea it was going to be that good. I was like, you need to charge more, but just not me.
I mean,
But
I
no,
mean,
we are truly grateful.
now if it was up to me, I'll do it for free. It's not really money that pushes me
You got to eat.
to do it, but I have to eat, yeah. But yeah, definitely it's something I really enjoy. It's challenging myself, but I enjoy too, you know, like I
Yep.
watch every video, you know, after the week on my weekends, I watch every video, every passenger student I went with,
Wow.
and I see what I could have done better.
Oh,
um,
wow.
because you know, I as I'm seeing the video, I imagine my body position right there. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I could have just like moved this way instead.
Hmm.
That, I guess that's my way to improve and to be hard to myself and to get better, I
Well,
guess.
just think about it, how you did mine. When you've got, 80 more jumps ahead of you, you'll look back and go, I'm embarrassed by that because you'll be even that much better. And I thought it was perfection.
Yeah.
Hopefully not by much. But yeah,
Right. Well,
I guess we all want
Well,
to get better. Right?
so now I have a question. Do you look at other people's video and can you look at someone else? Can you watch it? Let's say someone posts a video on YouTube of some skydiving happening.
I'm
When
sure
you look
do.
at that, do you go, "Oh man, that guy's really good"?
Yeah, absolutely. I go to YouTube. I even go to our system to see other videographers, and I see myself like watching the video. I'm just like moving, pretending I'm the one recording. It's like, it should like, you know, like could
Yeah.
Oh
have moved
wow.
it, like, I don't know. It's funny because all this is like natural to me, but
Yeah.
now that I'm trying to see it from your eyes, it's like, okay, this guy is like
I mean, for us, it's
super
perfect.
into it.
For us, it's perfect, right? You know,
Mhm.
but for you, it's probably you're seeing a whole other
Right.
level, and you're probably seeing other people's work where you're like, God dang, look at how good
Abs-
that guy does it.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, oh, maybe of the 500 or 600 videos I've done, I'm super proud of probably 10, that I can say like, wow,
Right.
I did a great job on this job.
Wow.
That is fantastic. Well, guys, what do you say? Let's give a toast.
Yep. Give it a toast.
Yeah,
I'm almost
give it
All
empty,
right.
actually. Mel, I noticed, by the way, Mel, where did you get that glass?
You know,
Yeah.
this really good looking guy that's just amazing and just heartthrob to the nation got this for me in Texas at Bucky's. Yeah, it was Dave.
Yeah. I was just doing a video chat or whatever, Facebook Live, and all of a sudden it was like I get a text, I want that glass. It was in the background. I'm like, okay.
So he went back and got it for me. That's why I used it tonight because I'm
Yep.
trying to get in the Christmas spirit. And I'm like, I'm with Dave. I got to have the Dave glass.
Yep. There you go. All right.
So, all right. So, everybody out there, you know the words. It doesn't matter where you've been or who you know. Pick up the
Pick up the
courage
courage and
and
give it
give
a
it
go.
a go. Bing.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Awesome.
Again,
Sure.
thank you so much, Gabe. It's always a pleasure to see you, and we hope to see you again. Hope to see you this weekend, possibly. We'll
Oh my
talk
God,
about
that'd be
that.
awesome.
That
That'd
would
be
be
awesome.
amazing. I'm super down to it.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, everybody, make sure that you like, you subscribe, you hit that bell, and you share with everyone you know because it doesn't cost you a dang dime to do it. And we love you all. And thanks again for tuning in. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Guys, thank you so much.